All right, so I'm doing something a little different today. I'm actually making something that I believe is going to be very interesting, and this is a completely experimental process, so bear with me. This is going to be a pipe rocker, you know, kind of my current standard these days. I'm just going to get the end knocked off here. Do a 10-inch rocker. Got a little bit of something on there. That's all right. That will actually be a great little spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Right. There's 11 inches. Ends of our rocker. Look at that. Looks fantastic already. Yeah, see if I can't get some of that. Just want to be careful. I don't overdo that. But this already looks great. So the first thing we're starting with is the mink oil. What I'm doing is a very light coat, and I'm just darkening this just a little bit. Using the mink oil, I'm going to do my very best to keep this off the edges and really, you know, get this down in those cracks. Now, the one thing I do want to make sure that I do is use a very small amount. This is the face that we're doing this to, so this is just darkening this a hair. Just enough to get we're going for an aged pine look is what we're going for. So that's clean, that's even. Now what we're doing is we're going to take off any excess using a clean paper towel. What this is going to do is it's going to dry out this top layer here. So that gives us this clean looking blank. Actually, let me get the back while I'm at it. Just going to darken the inside a touch. Again, we don't want to use a whole lot. We're just relatively darkening this whole piece. And before everybody, starts asking me questions in the comments, yes, I am going to be beveling this in just a second. You see, this is just going a touch lighter, a whole lot. There we go. All right, and for the most part, we've really kept this off our edges. The reason with that is we're going to make sure that this doesn't interfere with the toconol. So just to kind of pull that through. Okay, we're going to need our antiquing in a second here. Let me get our edges. And as always, I am leaving the top edge. I'm not, or the inside edge. I'm taking off the outside, top and bottom edges of this. And I'm leaving the ends because they actually cut out pretty well. So that gives us our piece right there. Now I'm going to come in with just a touch, literally almost not at all. Just a very, very light touch of the antiquing gel. So Now you're gonna see that gives us a worn look and kind of goes along those beveled edges. Again, we're pulling with the grain on this, so it's going to leave little trail marks, it's going to leave little abrasions and nicks. That's what we want. We want something that's going to be just a touch darker than everything else around it. And makes it look like this has been used for a number of years. Right. Let's give them that little color that we want. And last but not least, Resolene. There we go. Gives it a light, almost honey color with a bit of antiquing in it, just to give it a little edge and flavor there. All right, that's looking pretty good. And two, just to make sure. Throw that over the top here. And now for our edge. Got a little bit of canvas here. And there's our token hole. And the nice thing is, if I don't like it, I can change it. That's how this works. That's a nice edge there, very nice edge. And we've got a little bit of antiquing along the edges. This is going to turn out, this is going to turn into a really nice piece. All right, so let's get over on that other side there. And there's just a little bit of edge that actually needs to come off. So before I get to that part, we're going to just straighten that out there. All right, and that will buff out. The biggest part was that there was just a hanging edge, and I had to make sure that was not going to be part of it. And again, this just buffs right into a really, really solid spot. It's really good. And there we are. Look at that. Well done. Finished piece there. And just a touch of cleaning on that inside edge. Clean into the face. Just knocking off any excess pieces there. And we got what could be a little knot there, and that's okay. Look at that. So now we're gonna put our lid on our Tokonole. As always, line up our holes. Now this is an older punch, so sometimes it misfires and it leaves the little plug in there. There we go. Just cut through the same hole, put it through, line it up with where we've got this edge, push all the way through for the second hole, and voila. We have the 2 holes and a nearly finished pipe rocker. And this is going to be a beautiful piece. Look at that. Just turn it over here. Get our alignment started. And look at that. Beautiful, light, very light in color. And that's gonna hold that pipe beautifully. It slides out a little bit, but it's a well-placed pipe, and I like the contrast there.